This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. Excuse me. I'm on a roll here, so I got to keep it going. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. We in running back mode, folks. When I get amped up like that and I'm on my coffee grind, it's time to keep the foot on the what? On the next. Now, let me put some respect on Scottie Pippen's name. First and foremost, you guys have to understand what Scottie Pippen meant to the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls. Don't listen to no Knicks fans. Don't listen to those so-called encyclopedias out there. Don't listen to none of these people. Y'all ain't listening to He Knows His Sport, because I'm bringing you that what? That heat and that fire. Remember the moniker, He Knows His Sport. There's a reason why he knows his sport, because any sport that I touch, I know it better than anybody. I know it better than any of them, and I can argue that thing down with the best of them. Now, hear me and hear me well. Scottie Pippen. You guys have to understand what Scottie Pippen brought to the Chicago Bulls. When he was drafted out of Arkansas, right? And he came into the NBA, he was already a defensive stalwart. So take out your notepads, because I need y'all to get to the damn script. And I told you, when I want to be an encyclopedia, I can do it better than even the ones that are so-called the encyclopedias. Anything that I do, if I choose to do it, I can do it better than anybody. That's just the facts, because He Knows His Sport. Now take out your notepads and get to the damn script. Scottie Pippen, and you guys have to understand this, he was a defensive stalwart when he came out of Arkansas. No one taught him defense, not even the great Michael Jordan. What Michael Jordan molded Scottie Pippen on was his offense. His offense is what needed work. MJ was like, look, and there's videos and clips to back up what I'm saying. Y'all need to do y'all research. I was the ultimate Chicago Bulls fan, so can't nobody see me when it comes to this. Basically, when I'm educating, just listen. Let me say it again. While I'm educating, just listen. Scottie Pippen already had the defense pack. His defense is superior, it's legendary, and it's unique. And you guys have to understand why it's unique. MJ was like, hold up, man. With this superior defensive ability that you have, I need to make your offensive ability match up with your defense. And if I do that, you're going to be a two-way player. Because that's what MJ molded Scottie Pippen into becoming. A two-way player, because MJ understood, if this guy can have a two-way ability like me, or close to it, we can be lethal with it. If you look at Scottie Pippen's movements offensively, a lot of it resembles Michael Jordan's movements offensively, because Michael Jordan molded that offense. But Scottie Pippen already had the defense. Look at Scottie Pippen's body. It's angular. You know what I'm saying? Look at his arms. Scottie Pippen had the hands made to rip your ass up. Basically, shut you down, lock you up. He was the first unique player at his height to do two things in a unique fashion. Be a point forward, because I'm educating, because he's the original G at that. And to also not only do that, but lock the best player up. See, a lot of people forget this. Phil Jackson had to go to Michael Jordan and say, look, man, you can't do this by yourself. Because every time you try to do this by yourself, you lose. Because even the great Michael Jordan had to understand, you can't win by yourself. So it was Phil Jackson and Tex Winter that said, look, man, you got this dynamic player here. If you can mold his offense and get his offense right, you guys will be a dynamic duo of epic proportions. That's why I say do y'all research. Then once Michael Jordan realized what Phil Jackson said, because Phil Jackson put that Buddha and that damn Zen master up in his ass, then he realized, okay, hold up, let me own this boy's skills. Then when he turned around and owned Scottie Pippen's skills, they became the dynamic duo. And you guys know it's history. You know the issues they had with the Detroit Pistons. But remember, when Scottie Pippen fully became of age, right? And Michael Jordan finally beefed up. Because Michael Jordan had issues now. All these people sitting here saying, MJ this, MJ that. I knew what MJ's issue was. MJ was light on his ass. He ain't had no muscle tone. MJ had to go and put on 20 pounds of muscles. He went from 196 to 216. Let me say it again. 196 to 216. Do y'all research, folks, because I'm opening up the encyclopedia on your asses. Once MJ put that muscle on, the Detroit Pistons couldn't handle him. That's what MJ got with Tim Grover. Tim Grover gave him that Tim Grover body. And Tim Grover also worked Scottie Pippen too. Jordan and Pippen were the two most toned, physically dominant players in their era. That's why that dynamic duo was nothing to play with. Now let's fast forward a little bit. Jordan was guarding Magic Johnson. How come he couldn't lock him down? Who was the one that locked down Magic Johnson? Let me see. Wasn't it Scottie Pippen? Okay. See, people want to sit here and disrespect Scottie Pippen. But once Scottie Pippen got on Magic Johnson was locked down that whole series. Go back and look at it, folks. Pay attention. That's why I said a lot of people sitting here discrediting Scottie Pippen, not understanding what he brought to the table. Scottie Pippen's defense was unique. MJ had the greatest pressurized situational defense in the history of basketball. Nobody can guard somebody on one checkup in a pressurized situation better than MJ. He was the greatest at it. But when it came to overall 48 minutes, Pippen's the greatest ever. Nobody can check him up because Pippen's hands gave you fits, and his footwork along with his hands. Pippen's hands were so long, he was always poking at anybody's ball. Kawhi Leonard wished he could tie Scottie Pippen's shoes, let alone have half of the defense that Scottie Pippen in his prime did. Let me tell you something. If Scottie Pippen was in this era where Michael Jordan, not only Michael Jordan will be busting LeBron James' ass, but Scottie Pippen will be locking his ass up, making him cry to his mama, man. Let me say that again. Scottie Pippen will be busting his ass, locking his ass up, and making him cry to his mama. Jordan did not win without Scottie Pippen. People that want to sit here and say, oh, Jordan molded him. Yes, he molded him offensively. But go look at it. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Jordan did not get over the hump until Scottie Pippen became of age, folks. This is facts. Now let's fast forward. Hall of Fame, 2009. Who did MJ give the props to above everyone? And MJ don't really give props like that to me, people, if you really know Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan likes to toot his own horn, kind of like me. It is what it is. We both got the same issues, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We like to toot our horns. And we do it with the best of them. But anyways, when Michael Jordan sat there and gave credit, who he gave it to? Scottie Pippen. What did he say in the Hall of Fame speech? Now we're going to listen to classic dolts and troglodytes that say, oh, Jordan needed Pippen without Pippen. Jordan didn't need no Pippen. Without Pippen, he couldn't do nothing. Jordan out of his own mouth said, without you, Scottie Pippen, none of this would have been possible. Without you, I wouldn't have had 6 titles. So now we're going to speak against the GOAT himself when he said it in the 2009 Hall of Fame speech. Don't take my words for it. It's proof is in the pudding, folks. Go watch Michael Jordan's 2009 Hall of Fame speech. You're going to see how these classic dolts and these troglodytes, these idiots sound like when they sit here and say that Scottie Pippen wasn't necessary. Listen, man. Scottie Pippen was that dude, man. He was not only the original point forward that was bringing the rock up and basically taking that load off of Michael Jordan, but also there was games where Scottie Pippen went off. Scottie Pippen could have easily on any other team averaged 30 points, over 7 assists, over 7 rebounds, and over 2 steals a game. But he was with the Chicago Bulls. Scottie Pippen, you know what I like about him? He's a good soldier, man. He learned that I don't mind being a number 2. LeBron James, if LeBron James really wanted to be the player that you guys say that he is, he should have molded himself after Scottie Pippen. Because LeBron James has a Scottie Pippen mindset when he plays basketball. It's not taking nothing away from Pippen. It's just what you like about Pippen is Pippen understood his role as a number 2 and he operated it, and he was the greatest number 2 there was. That's what LeBron James truly is at his truest and most properest levels. He's a number 2. Probably the greatest number 2 we've ever seen. But he doesn't even understand that. See, if I was one of LeBron's handlers, I would tell him to his face. I would basically take an NBA 50 book and throw it at his head and say, look, man, study Scottie Pippen. This is the game you need to mold yourself by. I know you want to be a number 1, but you really are number 2. So to me, put respect on Scottie Pippen's name because he's the greatest number 2 the NBA has ever seen, folks. And because he stayed and operated in the hierarchy of him being a number 2, how successful was the Chicago Bulls? Now let's talk about the times that Michael Jordan wasn't there. Scottie Pippen led the New York Knicks to a 7-game series without Michael Jordan. Who was the leader of that team? Scottie Pippen. If it wasn't for the freaking refs, the Bulls possibly could have won that series. I know because I was pulling my hair out at the time when I was watching the damn series. They made a lot of calls against the Chicago Bulls. Anybody that won that series was the team that went out through the East. It was the Knicks that went to the finals, right? Could you imagine if Scottie Pippen passed the Knicks? We're talking about NBA Finals. Let's talk about his Portland days against Kobe and Shaq. This is an older Pippen, but we want to sit here and disrespect Pippen. Pippen led that Portland Trailblazers team to the 3rd round, folks, almost beating Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. But folks don't want to talk about that. They want to sit here and spit on Scottie Pippen. So This is what I have to say to these classic doses and these troglodytes that absolutely know nothing about basketball. They're just watching YouTube highlights. They weren't there to watch it like I was. Higgity freaking hush. This is Hinos the Sport, checking out.